Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony Chimmel, the GOAT of ring announcers. And you're listening to the Marks Podcast on YouTube.
That spear off the ladder still.
Oh, yeah. But people don't. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. I've been hanging around his ass way too long. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But, no, and the reason I agree with you on that is we talked about it last week, that ratio of ring to foam. And that shit hurts.
And, you know, it's funny. They actually mentioned his name last night because I guess yesterday was the 20th anniversary of the first for his first Money in the Bank match. They mentioned Edge's name, which, you know.
He's on good terms with them. I don't see why, you know.
Well, I have no problem with them mentioning former, you know, champions and stuff like that, or people who did that. As long as it's done in the right context. And the way they used it last night was in the perfect context.
Well, let me ask you this. Are you one of those diehards like fucking Vinnie Mac who once they leave, they've betrayed us? They're the enemy. We can't talk about them.
Listen, unfortunately, we live in a show me the money world.
No, I agree with you. But, I mean,
if I'm going to leave just because of money, if that's the only reason why a guy leaves is because of money, I got no problem with that. If there's backstage politics that he leaves for, that I have that I can have a problem with.
He left not just for money. He left because he felt like there was an availability for him to continue his legacy somewhere else, to do something more, to work with, you know, some.
He wanted to go work with his best friend.
Oh. Are you there?
Can you hear me now?
Am I here? Hello.
With a new haircut.
How long he's here for, we don't know.
I'm here for the long haul tonight. Should be fucking pretty much business as usual. My internet just now is starting to work a little bit.
Did you see the new intro?
Yeah, it was sexy as hell.
Which part of it?
All of it, man. Especially the Jinder Mahal part, bro. Like, it's the greatest thing about it.
Live from his POW camp in Alaska, we have the one, the only Jacob McGovern.
Yep. It's colder than a motherfucker right now. It is almost, 41 degrees right now, and it should be raining soon.
109 right now at 6 o'clock at night. It's 109 degrees here in Texas.
In Arizona right now, it's probably around the same. It's probably around the same there, yeah, too.
If I'm right, it is a balmy 72 degrees. Oh no, 66 and it's gorgeous outside. I was actually able to cook out on the grill today. Oh, gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
66.
So how is everyone feeling about Seth Rollins winning the Money in the Bank? Because I'm pretty pissed off about it.
We will get to that.
You're skipping the rest of the show.
We will get to that. Calm it down. We haven't remade the Jacob's Corner yet, so calm the fuck down.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, yeah, as y'all did see, we have a new intro. We changed things up because we did change the name of the channel. It was Rebel Inc. for all of 5 minutes, and now it's Rebel Media because I don't make the rules in my own house.
Oh, we know this.
Yeah. My job is to just take Gerard and her to get steak and run red lights and stop signs.
Steak sounds really good right now. I've been eating salmon this past whole week, and yeah. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong, but
hold on. He's eating Alaskan salmon.
Yes, and he has a problem with it.
Fresh caught shit too. Would you rather a cool, stinky room or a hot and muggy room but never stinky? What a question is that?
It's cold. I'd rather be having my fucking ice cubes on my nutsack. I'd rather that.
Yeah, hey, it's always in the end, guys. It's always easier to warm up than it is to cool down. Like Jacob, it's easier to warm up, but when you're too hot like this guy,
yeah, no, I have to have a heater in here now. I'm not used to that shit because I sleep with 3 fans.
Hey, I bet you his AC hasn't shut off in 4 days.
Actually, no. It's a new build, so everything is very well insulated. It's fucking awesome. I love this house.
Okay, no, I'm just saying your AC still working overtime, though. But but listen, Give me cool all the time because
All
I'll
day
find
long.
a way to warm up.
I'll set myself on fire. I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
Right. You can, but we don't have built-in air conditioners in our body.
No.
But speaking of cooling down, let's get the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Well, we want to go to Money in the Bank, and we want to talk about Worlds Collide.
Let's talk about Worlds Collide.
Look, and I'll say this: me and Jacob have been we're AAA fans. We're both Hispanic. That's our fucking thing. How was it for you to get a load of what we've been growing up on?
I think
Jacob, I meant Gerard.
Well, what I saw of the show yesterday, okay, I was not impressed with the production for the simple fact the crowd did not come across as being into it as much as I feel like they should have been. What a different now, mind you, the buildings were literally across the street from each other. And what a different crowd between the Worlds Collide crowd and the Money in the Bank crowd. And you probably had people going to both shows.
So
like I say, so when I'm watching stuff like that, I actually fell asleep because the crowd did nothing to the act.
Hear me out. Have you ever watched a New Japan show? Have you ever watched something from the Tokyo Dome? They're not a super loud crowd. They're very respectful of the sport.
And that's where I was going to go. Is I felt like I was watching a show from Japan. That's what I felt like I was watching. And unfortunately, what they should have done if you're going to do this Worlds Collide thing is not involve so much of your main roster talent. You want to get this show over. Half the show with main roster talent.
I do think the people they picked, I think, were the right people, though. And here's what I'll say. So as far as like the show itself, I think honestly, because I'm such a big AAA fan, I think like it could have leaned a little bit more heavy like into that, like because I really, but as far as like I think this is the best thing they could have done really for a show like this. I really don't like how all of them kind of got Death Rebelled theme songs. That kind of sucked, but honestly, I disagree. I like the production of the event. I loved
they kept it very ECW WWE kind of thing. Like it wasn't super big. Iguana definitely became a fucking fan of so many people, and he's a strange cat. So I
will say this though: if you are going to go back, I will say this though: if you are going to go back and watch this event, the only thing that really pissed me off was Conan's commentary. This whole thing was not. And watch the Spanish commentary though. I've gone back and watched it. Fucking chef's kiss.
That's the other thing. Corey Graves cannot do a show by himself.
No.
He's not. He is
look on Twitter right now. He's gotten praise for this. He got praise apparently backstage for leading the show. And I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
But I
got praise for dealing with a hostile environment. Because let's be honest, Conan, unless it's one of his people, you're not going to get the best Conan. And this is what. So I'll go back to something me and Gerard argue about. Gerard does not like Excalibur. I know Jacob, you don't like Excalibur very much. But if you watch, even if there's people that Excalibur doesn't like, go back. He's a professional every time. Conan does not have that bone in his body. You can tell Conan wasn't a fan of Corey. You can tell that he wasn't going to play ball with him. When Conan's on, he's
immediately.
On.
Dude, immediately, just the first match, like you could just tell the chemistry wasn't there. I mean, you're literally again, Conan can be good on commentary. I've heard him be good on commentary when he gives a shit. But you put him next to a fucking dullard like fucking Corey Graves. It's like what is he supposed to do? And he probably thinks Corey's a goober, anyways.
Here's my thing about that, okay? And you guys will understand this. Corey Graves should have had whoever the normal AAA announcers are. He should have been there with them. Now, if Conan's your normal AAA announcer, who's the third guy? Because I'm telling you, Conan came across, you know what? Wet paint comes across nicer.
It had to have been a chemistry issue with him and Corey because I can't really see that he did not care that much, to the point where, you know what I'm saying? Like it had to have been a thing with him and Corey. And
I agree with that, but I also say this: if I was going to put anybody, that would have put Matthew Ringwald from TNA, because that man knows his wrestling. He's got it for the former AEW.
He would have put it over big. He would have put it over.
And
big.
okay, so to what Leland said, if you'll put that comment back up about what Conan said it will not be Americanized. Fine, that's great. They didn't. They did the announcements in Spanish, did everything else, but Conan is basically the AAA's version of fucking Jeff Jarrett. Sit your fucking ass down and let them do. They're trying to bring this product to the next level. No matter how much you don't like the way they go and what they do, they're giving you the opportunity to put someone like a fucking Arrow Star, someone like a Echo Clown, someone like a fucking Iguana. They're putting them out there for people to see in a style that has.
Hey, Conan, more people watched your show yesterday than probably
in America
that ever watched it before. Don't you think you should have had the best people on that show? Because
they had some great guys like El Hijo de Dr. Wagner was on there.
No, I'm saying not the wrestling part of it. We've said it before, okay? Take the announcing. Announcing can make or break any show. The announcing for yesterday's show was very, very dull.
And if you're having to talk about it now, we're not the only ones talking about it. Then that's noticeable. That's noticeable. And I think that moving forward, if they're going to make AAA something good, something more profitable, something more watchable, then they need to remember that. You know, you're right. The announcing absolutely needs to.
And that's the thing. We've said it before. Gorilla and Bobby Heenan didn't need to get over.
No.
It was chemistry like you could not believe. Jerry the King Lawler and Jim Ross. The chemistry. I understand yesterday was the first time Conan and Corey Graves ever did announcing together. But it's not your first rodeo, guys. It wasn't your first rodeo yesterday. It should have been done better. My thing was, who was on the headsets in the back telling these guys what to say, when to say it? And, you know, that guy needs to be done too, because I don't think it was Triple H probably on that AAA headsets.
What's going on, Brown? Mr. Brown, welcome to the show. Hope you enjoy. We're here to do a wrestling show. Like Leland said, a lot of the positives that came out is you got eyes and a lot of stars that we've known about. I've known about Arrow Star forever, man. If they would have had Dragon on there from
every Sunday night, Robert.
Oh, Dragon Azteca.
Dragon Azteca. Any of these guys, or who's the guy? Dragon.
I'm surprised that New La Parka wasn't there. To be honest, like I was kind of expecting that.
El Hijo de Fantasma. They were.
Hold on 1 second, Dan. Robert, every Sunday night at 7:00
Eastern, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, it's like 3 o'clock where I'm at right
now. Yeah, 41 degrees.
Yep.
But I'm saying, like, you had a lot of this talent that people haven't been able to see. I thought that was a beautiful thing. I love that Lillian Garcia was out there doing the ring announcing in Spanish. You know, for Conan to be upset and say, will not be Americanized, it's not that it's being Americanized. It's being modernized. Things change. You want that. You want this promotion, all this history to be built properly.
Hey, Conan, you don't want it Americanized, but you want the American dollar. Which one do you want? Because you just had an American company buy your company.
Yep.
So guess what's going to happen? It's going to go that way.
Robert.
Yes, we do.
I do want to, if you'll put that comment up, because I do want to say something. I want to make a declaration at this point. I'm glad he brought that up. We do. But it's all in, right? From the Texas. All in Texas. I am making a declaration. I've said this before to other people. I've said it to you guys behind the scene, but here's the deal. I care about one match on that card. One match. And if that match goes a certain way, I will never watch. I'll never review. Y'all can talk about it all you want. I want nothing to do with AEW. Now, if you want to guess, it's not the world title match. It's not that world title match. It is the world title match that means something to me.
Hey, wait a minute. When do we go on Thursdays?
You're talking about dorks.
Oh, every Thursday. Like, wait a minute.
What's up, Nerfy, wherever you are?
Doing something without me?
Mercedes Moné versus Tony Storm. If Mercedes walks away with that belt, I'm done with AEW. That tells me what kind of company they are because there's so much. I've refused to get behind the CEO crap. I'm done with her. I'm not hating. I don't know her as a person, but as a wrestler, I just can't. I can't deal with her. I'm done. So I don't care if she's had her best matches recently. It just doesn't. No, I'm sorry. I'm over this BS belt collector bullshit. So
So I was gonna say, let's go back to finish up about the Triple A yesterday, and yeah, a title nobody ever heard of.
Shocker.
So
all right,
what I'm saying is, so like I say, we're not going to Americanize it, but in the end, you sold it to an American company, which Conan. If you didn't want to Americanize it, you should have made sure it was never sold.
Hold on, Gerard. I understand. Okay. Conan was there in the inception. He was one of the creators of AAA.
Yeah, why do you allow it to be sold to an American company?
Hold on. It's his baby. Okay? I understand he's doing this. I understand it was a financial thing. I get that. Whatever it may be. Conan, listen what you want. Conan is a legend of Lucha Libre. He's a legend of the business. This is his baby.
He's a legend in his own mind because he's.
No. If you go down and you talk at the history of Lucha Libre, Conan is by far one of the great. He has discovered so much.
He's pretty much like down in Mexico. Yeah, he's pretty much like fucking top tier down there as far as I know. Because
the thing is, we wouldn't have a Rey Mysterio, a La Parca, a Juvi, a Psychosis, any of these guys without Conan. And it's not him that says it; it's them that say it. Because until he said, Paul Heyman, I got some guys. Awesome. Excellent. I'm glad they did well. I'm going to send them up to you. Until Conan gave him these guys to use in ECW, WCW didn't know how to steal them.
Who was he in a battle with a couple months ago?
Who isn't he in a battle?
Conan?
Yeah, Conan was in a battle with somebody a couple months ago. And I'm trying to remember because we talked about it. And
was it someone from AEW?
No. I'm trying to remember. He was in a battle with somebody, and somebody called him out on something.
I know that Chavo and him have gotten into it because he got pissed off Chavo got mad at Ray for using, coming out in the lowrider a couple years at WrestleMania. But fuck that. And that's another guy I want to talk about is Chavo.
He was there last night.
I saw Chavo last night.
Yeah, he was there yesterday too.
He'll be there for the fucking for the limelight, but he's
for the money. Yeah, for the money.
He's always bitching about somebody. That's a guy.
Wait, hold on now. If you can't blame him. If you're gonna have Dirty Dom come out doing this stuff, like you got people not even involved with Eddie Guerrero doing this.
But with Dirty Dom specifically, his biggest that's what people like my generation remembers him from, the custody of Dominic ladder match. People still think that Eddie's his father, bro. Like that's the thing. And like, of course, because he's a heel, he has to lean into that shit. And just seeing like again, Chavo being there kind of like, it was a little weird because wasn't he a part of that concussion lawsuit?
Listen, there's been a lot of people who were part of that concussion lawsuit, who turned an angle.
I think Conan was too.
Okay, you know what? Hold on. Listen, you know what? Conan, I just read something. Would you like to come in and tell them what you just read? The greatest statement Conan has ever done? I'm going to do this as she's doing it too.
What's up, Trips?
What's up, Jacob? So more important than the news of the commentary is the news that Conan said, quote, El Grande Americano is not demeaning to Mexicans.
Validation.
Well, what's demeaning about this guy? What's demeaning about this guy? He's a legend in his own right.
Says.
Yeah, he's a dude. El Grande Americano. He's a legend in his own right. We've been over
this.
He's
the hero of the Mexican people. Okay.
Yeah, it's just man. I'm kind of sad he didn't win Money in the Bank last night. Okay. And honestly, I'm just throwing it out there. I was looking forward to Worlds Collide more than Money in the Bank, to be honest with you, because again, I've been waiting for a show like this for a long time. You know me, Dan. I love the luchas. There's some people that I wish were there. I wish El Macias was there. I wish Vampiro should have made an appearance.
Oh my God, yes.
And the new
Thunder Bay, Canada, Vampiro.
Yeah, from Thunder Bay, Canada.
I'll tell you this right now. The one thing I had, the biggest problem I had, I watched the last match, the whole thing.
Yeah.
God damn, did that match carry on? It's like, what the Christ? Now, to be fair,
You're talking about all ego.
To be fair, I complain about other companies when their matches go on too long.
I thought that match was awesome.
Also, I don't need to see a 35-minute spot fest. I told you, it was spot fest.
That's the nature of this, though. Like that's really what it is. Like,
and then when one guy, okay, he's five. What was he? 5'2"? Their champion. How tall is that guy?
Oh, Vikingo.
Vikingo?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm taller than Vikingo.
5'2"?
You're not going to tell me you didn't enjoy it? Chad Gable, who I like.
I said I liked it. The problem I had with it, I told you, I don't like 35-minute, 40-minute spot fests.
See, I'm glad Leland just said that because I kind of had a hunch. I was like, because it kind of felt like a little. I was either going to say Borash or Gabe Sapolsky was booking this. But
Borash was TNA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm just saying is the fact of when, you know, what was the name of the guy? What was the name of the guy who ran Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling? That's who Jeremy Borash reminds me of.
Wow.
I'm trying to remember the name of the guy who ran Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. But I'm just saying is the fact of these guys and girls last night, and I mean yesterday afternoon in the first pay-per-view, the YouTube thing. I'm just saying for their first show, it didn't come across to me because of commentary and the crowd.
Let go of the crowd.
The commentary was that's just the worst part about it. Honestly, go watch the Spanish commentary. It fucking blows it out of the water. And honestly,
if I could understand it, yeah, you can understand it.
Well, you need to understand it.
Yeah.
I don't understand Spanish.
So again, Jacob, you have to understand. People need to understand this about me and you. Me and Jacob once got into a bit of a tussle because we were supposed to do a show together, which combined the Mexican heritage and the American style and talk about both things. Eventually, this turned into Marks, which I'm so much great. It's so much better than it could have been because we got to, Gerard. But
me and Dan are lucha geeks, bro.
Yeah, you have to understand the Japanese audiences, the Japanese wrestlers would go into competitions with the Hispanic and the Mexican wrestlers. This was a big deal. Their crowds are very similar. That silence is a pride in the work. You'll see some claps here. You'll see this. They're not uber focused on this pageantry. It's what goes on in the ring that makes it so much better. If you watch Chad Gable and that classic he had with El Hijo de Vikingo, it was so fucking. That was the embodiment of what Lucha Libre is, especially in 2025.
I watched the whole match. All I'm saying is the fact of I can't sit here and not criticize one company for going too long on a spot fest and not say I think you're going to do its own story.
Are you upset because it didn't come crashing down and it hurt inside?
Oh, that guy was.
Imagine Hogan showed up last night. That'd been awesome.
Why? He would have been the tallest guy in the building.
You have to be a man. You can't let it slide. Is it because you're a real American? You fight for what's right.
You know what's funny is last night in the Rumble. I mean, the Money in the Bank.
In the Rumble.
One of the Chad Gable's crew was wearing the American-made shirt. If y'all remember correctly, January 1984, Hogan wore that shirt out in Madison Square Garden, American-made. He's still making royalties off that thing. So but.
I love American males the most, American males. They
took real American beer off the canvas, though.
Yeah, because he beat someone to death with a beer
it tastes like shit.
And it tastes like fucking Keystone.
Well, listen, I'll tell you, I'll take real American over Bud Light any day. At least they got men promoting it.
Let it go. We're not talking about that. If we're talking about words collide, we're talking about Tecate beer.
Dude, yeah. I'm surprised there was no Tecate sponsorship. That was surprising to me.
Modelo?
I remember when that what was it 40? Was it WrestleMania 40 where they fucking had the Rey Mysterio match and they fucking advertised Aqua Frescas?
Yes.
The Street Profits had a match and their fucking advertisement was gin and juice. Like, come on, man.
What I liked was how they had the green, white, and red ropes. I like that. That was pretty cool.
The presentation of it was beautiful. I think, honestly, I don't know. They have that Evolve brand now. I would probably like, again, Conan doesn't want this to be Americanized, but again, I feel like it's going down that road. I would just do a fucking super brand, bring these luchadors under contract. Obviously, Mr. fucking Iguana has made fucking a million of fans in one night. They already selling
Iguana
this.
is so cool though. That's the thing for a
Hey,
fan.
who is this?
He's so
clown
cool.
guy? The clown. You don't think they're not going to have
Psycho Clown.
Psycho
The
Clown.
clown
Okay,
match
so
would be
I'm not a fan
Psycho
of Psycho Clown. I'm not a fan of Psycho Clown.
I like Murder Clown better.
Okay,
I'm just saying
Murder Clown's so much better in the ring. But anyway, Psycho Clown got over because of his JCW attachments. And once he came over from JCW, I mean, oh my God.
Hey, the Gene
Love
Simmons.
JCW.
Hey, Gene Simmons was calling him and telling him he wants his gimmick back, though.
Let it go.
Yep.
Let it go.
Dude, by the way, JCW has a new show, JCW Lunacy, fucking great trash bag wrestling out the ass. But hey, shout out to that. It's on YouTube.
Whatever. Fuck that shit.
I love Juggalo Championship Wrestling, man.
The only reason you like that shit is because they have cocaine.
Yeah, cocaine.
The views expressed on this show are the opinions of these guys.
Exactly.
Look, to be fair, I think Gerard loves cocaine.
Yeah, cocaine's great. He goes fucking crazy.
Tried it.
He's going fucking crazy. And they had candy cane.
Yeah, they had candy cane, blue cane.
Gain.
Listen,
Gain.
just so you guys all know, Dan has confessed to me that his favorite group used to be the Dudleys. He specifically liked Big Dick Dudley.
I like
that works both ways too. If you're gay out there, but yeah, that's all he would say. Would just be.
Let's be honest. When I talked about how much respect I have for the Dudleys, they're over a 30-time World Tag Team Champions. And I'm talking about the fucking the most hated tag team in wrestling when they were basically, again, their quote, not mine. We got a mother in the audience here who taught her daughter how to suck dick. I mean, that was them. They were initiating riot.
And if you never had the pleasure to go to one of those, I had the pleasure to go to a couple of those where at the end of the show, it was actually a ritual to throw the cheers in the ring. I'm like, if I was a ring crew person, I'd be pissed.
No.
Yeah, my favorite Dudley is Dances with Dudley. I wonder where he's at these days.
I thought it was Sign Guy.
Yeah, Sign Guy ruled too. Remember Dudley?
And then a guy who used to work with him quite a bit, who liked to say, men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
Joel Gertner.
But when they come to Earth, they like to ride. Yeah, fucking Joel Gertner. That crazy son of a bitch.
But
yep.
So with the AAA being done yesterday, now you go across the parking lot, as they said, and you go to the main show.
They pulled an O&A?
Huh?
They pulled an O&A. They went from one radio station to the other?
Oh, well, they went across the parking lot.
Okay.
And you get to the main show. And how's the main show open up?
One of the best damn fucking Money in the Bank matches.
With the women Money in the Bank.
Woo! I'll do it for Jake.
Now, if you liked to actually see women violence last night, you got it.
It wasn't that bad though. There wasn't like when we got busted open.
Honestly, I feel like they had a Money in the Bank match a couple years ago that was like brutal for no, like it was brutal like in a sense of like there were so many botches and this one, man, you could tell everyone was on the same page. That's what I like. You know, it's just this new crop of women right now is probably the best it's ever been. And
hey, you know what, I'm glad you just said that though, Dan. For this guy who just joining us, that same match in AEW, women are bladed all over the place. Okay? To have that match that they had last night, the thing that I like, though, is you caught it, you had Rhea and Alexa Bliss pull off an Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, where they're both in the ring, they look at each other, and smile. And then like you get
again, there was a spot in there people were complaining about them dropping the ladder between Rhea's legs. Would you want her to fucking get fucking decapitated? What do you want? Calm down. This is not AEW. They're not, like you said, blading everywhere. It was a story that was meant to be told. You have the prodigy, Roxanne Perez. You have the beautiful fucking Julia and everything she does. They took out the veteran. They buried her in ladders, which was setting up something for later. Then they went at it. Then you come back where Roxanne Perez gets knocked over the ropes. And who emerges from the rubble? Rhea Ripley, looking like fucking Jason Voorhees coming back from the dead. That is good storytelling. That is a booker. That is a fucking agent going to town with these girls. And these girls, to their credit, living up to what they're supposed to do, outshining the men again.
Listen, I do not believe any women in that match last night left unbruised.
Absolutely.
Now, the thing about it, you had 3 basically rookies and 3 veterans in there.
Okay.
You had Naomi, Alexa, and Rhea, and then you had Stephanie, Roxanne Perez, and Julia. Okay, so you basically, which I would have loved to have seen that breakdown and work it like that. I would have loved to see the rookies going against the establishment. I would just to see what would have gone on.
I think you saw some of that when the Devil's Kiss was put on Rhea Ripley, and I know people, it's fan service, right? Talking about fan service, it was wonderful to get. She got Rhea up there on that ladder and dropped that ass on her.
So wonderful.
Oh no, you had the dueling. You had the dueling
Devil's Kisses. Yes.
Yes. And
beautiful.
The thing about it is the fact of when you're looking at it as a whole, the women performed better on the aspect of it wasn't expected to perform that well.
I don't believe that anymore. I think we've gotten to a point now where the women are consistently the best part of the show.
Let me ask you this though: did the veterans steal that match last night?
Oh, I can't say that. I can't.
That the veterans didn't steal the match last night.
The fact is like really, Julia is great. I think really it's kind of a shame because she really did get overshadowed by Stephanie when Stephanie showed up. Now Stephanie's she's gonna be she's gonna be in one of those matches at WrestleMania this year for the title. Like that's a given. She's probably gonna be in one of the main events.
It wasn't that Julia got overshadowed.
3 matches in 20 hours. 3 matches in 20 hours. She did Friday night. She did the Lucha Libre tag team, and then she gets back in the ladder yesterday.
She's not afraid of the grind, bruv. She's not afraid of the grind.
You know what that's called to me? Somebody who's saying to herself, the more
I like that comment because I think he's absolutely right. I think, Leland, you're hitting on the money right there. I think that's good.
That's that. Yep, 100%. 100%.
Think about it like this, though. The reason why she's acting like that right now, she knows she's getting over. And she knows if she takes and she says no to anything right now, there goes her getting over.
No, I think she.
No. What I mean by that, is when you're getting over, you don't want to take the day off. You don't want to take the time off. You want to be out there.
And you can tell when someone has confidence in themselves. Like you can tell she fucking believes her bullshit. Like, and I'm not saying it's bullshit, but she fucking believes in herself.
So we talked about this before about her. Whenever I said, we talked about it in another episode about how I feel like this upcoming crop of women, they get it. They fucking get it. Like no one ever seen. And she literally had the opportunity to go up to the main roster before anybody else, before Julia, before Stephanie, before
that's what they signed her for.
And she said, "No, I need to work on my English. I need to work on your style. I need to make sure that I am perfectly ready before I go up to the main roster."
Who was the one she tag team with yesterday? What was the name of the girl she tag team with? I don't want to say Lola Vice. I don't.
Yes, it was Lola Vice.
It was okay. That woman, she's not too far behind.
I don't. Yeah, like I would take Jada Parker as a
she's not too far behind.
Of course.
I mean, Lola Vice.
Okay, Ric Flair.
Lola Vice, just what a beautiful creature that is. But honestly, man, I'm just waiting for again Sol Ruca to go up because once
again, and that's what I was going to say. I'm glad you brought that up, Jacob, because all I can think about now is that crop. We got Jada Parker, we got Lola Vice, We got fucking Delta, also known as Azaria. We got all these girls from NXT that are just waiting. Hell, even the chick from who was part of Chase U, what's her name? Thea Hale. Wow, what a fucking transformation she's had.
I mean, who the fuck cares about Chase U though? Come on, man. I mean, one of the worst factions of all time, next to, of course, Tony D's faction.
Shit.
Next to Tony D's.
You will not
faction,
talk ill of Tony D in the family.
Tony D, the fact that this motherfucker is still employed, the fake Italian, fucking, it offends me.
You're
more
talking about
than
Trips' favorite wrestler, Tony D'Angelo.
That's why
he is
Tony.
The fact that, dude, it is horrible.
You're just a bitter Lorenzo Stacks fan who never could be part of the family.
Listen, Stacks, dude. Listen, here's the thing.
Stacks, though, neck of dime. That's who you are. Stack of dimes.
Just so you know. Yeah, no, Dan, that's why next month Evolution pay-per-view. That's why
they need Tony D on the card. They need Tony D right on the card in the main event of Evolution 2.
They need to make sure they got all their ducks in a row in this, because if it fails, you'll never get another one.
You shut your whore box.
Oh, we're getting Nikki Bella versus.
Oh yeah,
Stephanie
Nikki Bella is coming in.
Oh my God, please.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I guarantee you, we're probably gonna get Nikki Bella versus
finisher,
Stephanie.
The shoe throw.
Well, listen, you leave Phoenix and Raw goes to Phoenix. What's up with that?
Dude, Raw's going to Phoenix again. Honestly, if they had Worlds Collide in Phoenix, that probably would have been a better crowd, to be honest. Because I feel like that's like they would have gone more ape shit for all the lucha shit.
Well, because because those people are on the other side of the border anyway.
Started from the border, now my whole extended family's here.
But
wow,
yep,
they come right through the tunnel, right?
Great. So Also, but speaking of women, we just got Mariah May. Mariah May is in NXT now. She's definitely not going to be called that because they didn't say her by name, so she's probably going to name change.
She's going to have something called Glamorous. So
she's going to be she's going to be
the female version of Bobby Roode now.
Poor Bobby Roode, man. I'm sure he's having a good time being a producer, man. But like, what a fall from grace that was, man. There wasn't. You'd have to get up to grace to fall. Like he really did. Gave him no chance.
He ran out of beer money. That's it. Ran out of.
Speaking of beer money, where's James Storm at, man? I feel bad for James Storm. He's someone I feel like should be, in the mix somewhere. But like he fucking, put his fucking face on a milk carton at this point.
What was his name? We go from the
Braden Walker.
Hey. Here's a question for you. Did the right women win the ladder match last night?
I think look, this is my rep. Yes and no, because I would have rather it has someone like Alexa Bliss, someone that you didn't see coming. And I guess Naomi she deserves her flowers.
Yeah, it's good for her. That's really the only thing I can really get. Yeah, good for her, but
In my view, Jacob, this is how you get the title on Jade Cargill. Naomi cashes in. Jade Cargill challenges Naomi for the title. That's how you get the title to Jade Cargill.
Better.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it as far as the Money in the Bank women's match goes. I think honestly, I'd say it was better than the men's match, to be honest.
Let's go to the next match then. Dirty Dom. And what was his name? Octagon Jr.?
Octagon Jr.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you go.
Little bit. It's kind of low.
Better.
Yep.
Right. So no, and let's talk about it. If it wasn't for Worlds Collide, we would have never had this match, Gerard.
But and again, Octagon in the history of AAA, if you're a AAA fan, Octagon Jr. is essentially there's Octagon and then there's Pentagon. So then Pentagon, basically they were made to be rivals. There's been I think there's been two Octagons. I think this guy Octagon Jr. is the son of the second Octagon, if I'm not mistaken. And then we got
there was Octagon, and there was El Hijo de Octagon, and there was Octagon Jr.
Yeah, and then so now.
you had the most insulting thing in the world to start the match when it comes to Lucha Libre. What happened to start the match? Right on the intro, Dominic Mysterio takes off his mask, and what does he do with it?
Threw it on the ground.
On the floor.
That's his
Because he's a heel.
Because
he's a heel.
But my thing is, though, there's even heels that wipe their feet before they get into the ring. All I'm saying is,
oh my God, you old timer! Let me get your walker out. Jesus, he always comes out with a mask and does that.
Yeah, he's done that multiple times. I think he was wearing his grandfather's mask. He was wearing an old school.
Jacob, I know what you were disappointed about last night, though. Is that Liv Morgan had that T-shirt on covering her backside?
It's okay, suggestive. Here's the thing with that. I love that they did this. I really loved the fucking square down that Octagon Jr. had with Dom. Fucking Dom was talking shit right to his face, and then Octagon fucking grabbed him, threw him over the railing. I thought the build up for this was great. I really have no complaints about this, especially the way it started. Octagon Jr. immediately charged him. It didn't last longer than it needed to be honest. And
this was a big platform.
Now mainstream people know who this guy is. And again, if they really want to get into the history of it, there is a history to Octagon. He's a main, yeah. So
Octagon and that would be a wonderful rivalry to bring up. You have Octagon against Penta.
You could do it. Yeah, you could do it if you really wanted to. That's what I'm saying. I really kind of hope they do another. I wouldn't say an NXT. I would do an NXT adjacent with the AAA talent. Have a mix. I know they have that Evolve show now and the LFG bullshit, but I really think they could really do something if they really wanted.
Okay, and just to give you a brief summary, if you look again, like Jacob said, they're rivals, Octagon and Pentagon, and if you look at it. That's why you'll see Penta has they wonder why he has the headband on his mask. That was adjacent to what Octagon had. Octagon in AAA was like a ninja. He was the original Octagon. Looked like
they were basically built Batman versus Superman essentially. That's how they were.
Oh, built. I would have said Sub-Zero versus Scorpion. That's the way I would.
There we go. That's way better. Yeah, that's way better. But that's basically how it was. And there's
And that's the thing, Gerard, you don't get when you look at Lucha Libre, right? You look at the heroes of Lucha Libre, like Mil Máscaras, Blue Demon Jr., El Santo, the greatest of all time. They were fucking movie stars. They were amazing. There's movies out there of El Santo versus the werewolf, El Santo versus Dracula.
Yep. One of the funniest movies to ever watch if you ever smoked weed. Just saying.
He had a flamethrower.
No.
Yeah.
My wife is Spanish, and she has told me about Carlos Colon.
That's different. That's Puerto Rican. We're talking about
that's Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Carlos Colon is a legend of his own, right?
Yeah. No one's stabbing no one out here.
Not in Mexico. No one's stabbing. No one's going to be stabbing Brody.
Wow.
Brody.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're right. They just kill each other in the ring.
Yeah.
Low blow. That was low. We're going to have to talk about the show. What? Really?
You brought it up. So
what happened? Where? What happened?
She goes. What happened? Huh? What happened?
Yeah. What happened? Come on, man.
But again, they're a very tight knit family. When La Parka died, the funeral was beautiful. Whenever the cat the guy that died in the Rey Mysterio match wasn't Rey's fault. The guy that had a heart issue before, he didn't tell anybody. He ended up,
And again, I was surprised. I was surprised. The original Perro Aguirre died a couple years ago. Never mind, his dad died. Didn't his dad die a couple years ago? Yeah.
But he came out, and you had Penta when he was Pentagon Jr. He was wearing shirts of him on Lucha Underground. They don't care. This is their family. They when they wrestle together like this, it's a family.
Well, and that's the whole. I'm surprised again. La Parka wasn't there because he's a big they just revived that character, and again everyone on Twitter was like, well, wait a minute, like there's 3 La Parkas and wait, there's like 3 octagons, and it's like, dude, like Lucha Libre is like that. And I want, like, I was thinking about this. I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing to think about, but like I wonder if there's a character like in American wrestling that you could do that with, like revive it.
They did it. They did it with Mr. Wrestling 1, 2, and 17 or whatever.
No, not Mr. But I'm saying like someone from WWE. Like, could you revive like this is far out there, but could
Kane?
you like let's say you could do Kane.
They did.
Like let's
Blue
just
Kane
say
and then Cocaine.
yeah, Blue Kane. Yeah, and then fucking what's his name? Luke Gallows. He was fake Kane for a little bit. Remember that? But I don't know. I wonder like you probably can only really do this in Lucha Libre. But I'm just like, man, like what if? But like it'd be interesting to see if someone tried that. Like you know what I'm
how
saying?
many different
Like,
people have been Sin Cara?
That's not the same.
Sin Cara. So Sin Cara, there was 2 Sin Caras.
And he was
There's,
he was
Mystico. Yeah, so
Which,
he's
again,
Mystico.
So let me break it down, Gerard. Like, and I think Jacob, back me if I'm right here. Wrestlers in Mexico are the equivalent of superheroes here.
Yeah, literally because of because of the mask, like people don't know their identity. Like it's a big fucking thing. Like if you're seeing like fucking the wrestlers out there, they fuck women with their masks on. Like that's how fucking secretive it is. Like and it's just still to this day we don't like. I forget like Blue Demon's been unmasked. I think once, right? Blue Demon's.
Well,
been
remember
unmasked.
El Santo, the greatest fucking like we go back before Rey Mysterio, there was El Santo. El Santo didn't take his mask off until he was close to death.
Atlantis still hasn't unmasked. He's been in the business almost 50 years at this point.
What about Mil Masters?
I think he
made
once.
I think he did. Yeah, but when that
he's
happens,
also the uncle of Dos Caras Jr., which was dickhead Alberto Del Rio.
Who? Well, who is that? Dude, oh my god. Okay, again, I would have loved to see Alberto again if he was just in the crowd last night. It would have been fucking funny. I was just like,
he had to buy his own ticket.
Yeah. I wish they had the balls to do it. Like, I was kind of expecting it.
That's horrible because Dos Caras was one of the greatest luchadors of all time.
He
ruined that whole family's legacy.
150%. It's just man.
Okay, so Gerard, what you also don't know is like, okay, so talking about Dom and his love, and you talk about he's pissing on the history of Lucha Libre. He just got tattoos right here,
and right here too. He's got the Falcon tattoos right here on his chest.
Well, my thing with him is
but those tattoos on his fingers are the masks of all the godfathers of Lucha Libre.
No, my thing is this, okay? Because I know it's one day is going to happen, but it pisses you off now. The smugness of him and stuff like that, okay? Unfortunately,
Gino Hernandez.
I wish he was in the same category though. Because
are you getting worked by Dominic Mysterio?
Are you getting worked?
Gerard?
No. Here's the thing about it. Gino did it by himself.
Dom he's done a pretty good job by himself.
Dom has done nothing by himself. He's always around him.
Come on.
Okay, listen, man. That reaction at WrestleMania, man, that was a genuine fucking moment. The crowd recognized. The crowd wanted him to win that match, the whole fucking match. The crowd knows this motherfucker is funny. He gets it. He gets it like more than I've seen in a long time. And yes,
you notice he doesn't get those loud ass boos anymore.
No, it's like he gets some boos here and there ever since wrestling. I thought it would be
the finish of yesterday's match, guys, did not go over well with the crowd.
Because again,
there was a lot
they were into it. They were into it as much as they could. Again, no one's half of that crowd doesn't know who the fuck Octagon Jr. is. He got to fucking showcase for 4 minutes. The fucking good. Well, there was really nothing they could have done.
Before we started talking, in fairness, I have to say, like me and Dan said, when you have the National Guard outside the building, maybe that's another reason why some of these people weren't really into it because, you don't know what's going on outside the building. Because if you guys were watching, LA right now is not exactly in the best of times right now, again.
I don't know shit about world news right now because I've just been working and shit.
Well,
but
right
I know
now, LA
I know the weekly world news from So I Married an Axe Murderer. That's my favorite
well,
type of news.
no, right now in LA, you're having riots because of illegal immigration.
What now?
Right around.
I know. I'm
telling
What
Jacob.
happened?
Right. So
I know. Currently, me and Jacob can't go to Home Depot because they'll pick us up. I get it.
I mean, I could get away with it more.
I would love to see one guy pick you up.
You have more of a tan. You have more of a tan than I could ever.
I'm more
pull off.
khaki than brown.
No.
so
Hey,
I think
if one guy could pick up Dan, I want to see that one guy.
What kind of strength? What kind of strength is that guy?
I challenge you, Gerard, to WrestleMania.
That's about the only guy that could pick you up.
That's the thing. This is totally off topic. I'm so sorry about this again. By the way, the views of the Marks podcast do not fucking reflect whatever it is. You know the disclaimer. But anyways, so my favorite thing ever is called The Amazing Racist.
Yes,
so this guy,
I've seen it.
yeah, he goes to Home Depot, he picks up a bunch of Mexicans, and then he fucking drives them to a fucking ISS office. He's all so fucked up. He's all blowing a whistle and shit.
Is that the one where his horn was a fucking cucaracha?
Yeah.
No.
And then he's all driving over speed bumps with them
That's
and
when
shit.
Piper asked the crowd to please stand up while I play the Mexican national anthem.
Hey, again.
So I made a comment in a stream with the R&R guys, and they were talking about how JBL was going to be at World's End. I said, yeah, he's there to fix
I hope he would have. I was kind of pissed
he was there. He was there to clean up the fucking immigration problem.
He was outside. He was just outside just talking shit.
He was outside kicking Mexican people in the ass.
So,
dude, and again, he had that recent promo at the AAA show before Worlds Collide, and just like, this is the worst cesspool, just screaming into the mic.
And that's a problem. I think that we need to grow up, man. Look, for instance, El Grande Americano. Right? It's my father. My father. We watched WrestleMania together, and he looked at me, and he saw El Grande Americano. My father is an immigrant. Came over. He worked his ass off, got citizenship, all that. And he's sitting there. He was enjoying the show. Everything was fine. And then he saw the masked mariachis coming out, and they were playing the theme music for El Grande Americano. And I'm saying, Dad, you not see that this is a hero of the Mexican people? Jefe, this is the hero of the Mexican people. How can you sit there and let someone like Rey Mysterio and the Mysterio family blackball this great Mexican hero from the Gulf of Mexico, now the Gulf of America? You're going to let the Rey Mysterio fucking blackball El Grande Americano? Because this is the most racist shit I've ever seen in wrestling in my life.
well,
I mean,
this
come on, you didn't.
This is some of the greatest bullshit I've ever seen in my life. Fucking Chad Gable in a fucking mask. That is not Chad Gable. That's El Grande Mexicano.
Well, obviously,
again,
WrestleMania 6 then.
Well, and again, you just gotta. He really. I feel like he's misremembering. Because this guy is a pioneer. He's a pioneer, man.
He is, and if you look back at his history, watch that promo of how the Guerrero or the fucking Mysterio family has kept El Grande Americano and his father before that out of wrestling.
Yeah, you want to talk about racist? I feel like there's a little reverse racism going on here. I don't know.
Captain America or Mr. America, when he tag teamed with Edge, that was a lucha libre. He came down wearing a mask. Listen,
man, I would have loved to tag team with Edge when he was dating Lita. Man, that would have been fucking awesome.
Wait a minute, Jacob. The largest lucha libre of all time was Giant Machine.
Those weren't luchadors. Those were just random guys in masks.
They just wore masks.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. The Conquistadors.
Remember Matt Classic from PWG?
You need to go back and watch the Conquistadors.
The guys that Edge and Christian pretended to be?
The Conquistadors, yes.
My favorite was when FTR dressed up and they were like green frogs and there was something like El El Verde, like something.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was
The
something funny as fuck.
Conquistadors were Gold Dust before Gold Dust.
Jesus.
Poor
'Cause they
Gold
came
Dust,
out-
man.
They came out and wrestled in gold.
Yeah, I remember who the fucking conquistadors were.
And one of them was Jose Luis Rivera. Now I'm trying to remember what was the match after Dom and Octagon.
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 There was another match. I'm trying to remember.
It was the Intercontinental Women's match.
Yes.
Oh.
I could have done without that match because
First of all, like this, I'm not feeling this Lyra Becky feud. I'm not really sure what happened. Like, I don't know, Becky. I don't want to say phoning it in because again, I don't want to fucking assume that shit. But I kind of feel like she's kind of phoning it in a little bit. I'm a big fan of Bird Girl there. I love her a lot. You know, she caca. You know, fucking woo.
Jacob,
woo.
were you watching it yesterday?
He
The
knew where
first
the
move of the
matches
match.
were. Hold on. He was. How you gonna say? Were you watching it, Jacob?
Wait a minute. Did you see what happened the first move of the match?
Not necessarily. No, I just kind of caught the middle of it again.
They had a wardrobe malfunction to start the match.
Oh well,
They actually had to stop the match so she could.
Did they black out the screen? Did they black out the screen?
She caught it herself and had to have Jessica Carr help her rebutton the top of her shirt.
I love Jessica Carr.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about Jessica Carr. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what it is, but
if ever you feel like you want to put a picture of Jessica Carr up here so we can give the fans or give Jacob what he wants, you let me know.
Dude,
she's
Calyx
in her wrestling in her referee uniform, of course.
She had diamond earrings on yesterday too. But
oh yeah.
Wait, hold on. You're gonna sit there and criticize him, but you know exactly what kind of earrings Jessica Carr had on?
Because it's idiot camera. I actually pay attention to the whole show.
Do you?
Yes.
Or are you paying attention to Jessica Carr?
No, I pay attention to the whole show.
Love Jessica Carr. I love Lyra.
I don't know what Jessica Carr was wearing. I knew she had a penguin shirt on and she was doing her job.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't know. There's something about a woman in uniform.
Then we go later on in the same match to where you have two women outside for 13 minutes.
She
only counted to 9.
She gave him the leeway.
13 minutes, and she counted to 9.
Give him the leeway.
The rivalry was personal enough that she had to look the other way.
You gonna tell me you're gonna count them out?
Huh?
If you're over there and you're doing Andre,
they ain't gonna be outside for those 13 minutes. I'll tell you that damn right.
You got Hulk Hogan versus Z Gangster. You're not gonna let her have a little leeway.
They got not 13 minutes.
A little leeway.
They got to find a way for me to be out there so that way there I'm not counting in the ring.
Why aren't you in there? Why aren't you out there in the mix?
I just said to you, find a way for me to come out.
You know, Gerard, it's easy to sit there, like a
it's easy to Monday morning quarterback.
That Monday morning quarterback, something, refereeing, I know something you'd never done before, Gerard, but it's just, you just got to think, you could play basketball all you want, but you're never going to be Michael Jordan, man. Like, that's the thing. Like, and that's the thing with refereeing.
He thinks he's Barry Bonds out there with his adult baseball league.
Yeah, it's just like, man, you're never gonna be as good. You're never gonna be as good as referee Chad Patton, man. It's like
you're never gonna be as good as Mike Chioda.
I look like this, okay?
Tim White, God rest his soul.
I don't care if I'm good as them, but are they as good as me?
Give him a little leeway.
She come on, But no, here's the thing with this match. This match was not.
So if Gerard had his way, we would just lose time. We would lose the end of rivalries. Nope. You got to hold that tag rope. Nope.
They were telling a story. And what story they're telling, I have no clue.
What I'm saying by when you say that stuff, that's what happened to kayfabe. Referees can get away with doing anything nowadays, and nobody questions it.
You know what? How about you apply? You go there and put an application in, and you can be the next referee. You can run circles around them and ruin matches all day long.
Did you say ruin matches?
No, they're ruined matches.
Here's
the thing.
How can you ruin a match when you what to do right here?
I don't know.
Very true. No, here's the thing with that match. The match was just like not it. I'm not sure what it is with these two because I feel like they should have better chemistry. Woo! Yeah, no, they should have better chemistry than they do, and there's something off. But big time Bex and fucking Bird Girl there. They're doing what they can. Again, and the whole thing at the end was fucking stupid because like what? Like yeah, like she was crowning her, but then she attacked her at the it's like really like that was just lame.
Her feelings were hurt.
Yeah, her feelings were hurt. Again, like I don't know, like what story they're telling here. Like, are these were these guys friends? Like, what? Like, what? Did
the
Becky
rivalry is
train?
basically
A mentor.
It's a mentorship.
Yeah, did Becky train Lyra? Like, is that like? That's what I'm saying. Like, if this is like a real fucking thing, I'm saying like you gotta fucking take some time. You gotta fucking show some old photos of them together. You gotta really fucking handle that. You have to really hammer that in.
on
You
Raw
can't do that
pretty
because
well.
they're 10 years apart in age.
Exactly. So I'm just saying, like, they're making it seem like these guys are old chums, and I'm just like, I don't think they were. I just think they're both fucking Irish, and that's the connection here.
I will say this, Jacob, I will say this. If the guy that she's engaged to can pull that chick, you have hope.
Why would you go there? We were talking about the quality of a match. We're talking about
and to be fair, that guy is a good wrestler. Like he is a good wrestler. Again, he should have tied his hair up that night or something.
Hold on,
he should have made himself a little.
If Gerard could pull his wife and I could pull mine, anything's possible in the world.
That is very true. There is somebody for everybody. That is very true.
And Jacob is Nia Jax.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm just sitting here by myself, man. I'll
Hold on, no, I'm sorry, not Nia. Willow Nightingale.
Oh, I love Willow Nightingale. No, I would never settle for Nia Jax.
That's the one you should pull up whenever you get a chance. Willow Nightingale.
Dude, fucking Willow Nightingale, bro. Like, I don't know what it is. Again,
Just a bubbly, lovely human being in general. Like I'm like 95% sure she's gay, but that's okay. You know, like you're only gay for the stay a little bit. You know, sometimes it's like. But gay stuff aside, I'm just saying, like this match with Lyra and Becky, it just really was not it. Wow.
Well,
I have a good gaydar, man.
Did either one of you agree with the finish, though?
No, the finish was fucking stupid.
No,
I'm talking about did the right women win?
Yes, the only reason I say this.
Yeah, it had to.
It had to have been Becky. Was do or die.
Okay.
It had to have been Becky. Like the way again, like it's just I don't know what it is. It's just awkward. It shouldn't be as awkward as it is.
Now it's 1-1, so they're gonna do a rematch at some point.
I mean, I hope like maybe do a steel cage for this. I feel like that'd be a good match between those two. But I don't know, man. That's just kind of just.
I don't know.
It shouldn't be as awkward.
Here's the thing.
It's just awkward.
I think they're trying to make it where Becky put some prestige on that belt because Willow. Let's be honest, man. Lyra hasn't done shit. She was no Chelsea Green. I'll give her that. She was no Chelsea Green holding that belt.
You're damn right. You're damn right. Sorry. I said you're damn right. She's no Chelsea Green.
Wow.
What?
I just got something to where the Sons of
that, of course, is Willow Nightingale.
God damn it!
The Sons of 3 Hall of Famers just got signed to nil contracts.
Who?
Scott Steiner, Mark Henry, and Titus O'Neil.
Titus O'Neil's a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
No fucking way.
He won like the Warrior Award or something.
Oh, Warrior Award. Okay. Oh, come on, man. That's bullshit. Don't fucking
No, it's not because that is one amazing.
No. Okay. Listen, I'm going to rephrase that what I just said. It's not bullshit. Great. Yeah, no, I'm going to walk that back. Titus O'Neil has done good shit for Make-A-Wish. Like, he's the fucking top ambassador of the company.
He's the father of the year fucking multiple times.
Yeah, well, he was kissing his sons on the mouth, you know, like, remember
he loves
that?
His son. Shut the fuck, well, you know what? Next you're going to talk shit about Shad Gaspard.
No, I would never do that.
It's the one thing that I have no problem with fathers or father's sons, mother's daughters showing each other love and stuff like that. I have no problem with that because you know what?
I'm never going to kiss my dad on the mouth. Sorry, I can never.
Well, no, here's the thing. But you never know when it's his last day or your last day. So, you know, just don't slip of the tongue.
Quit being a dick, Jacob.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We're not telling you got to slip the mom the tongue or anything like that.
No, we're not telling you to do that, Jacob. Jesus.
No. I'm never going to kiss my fucking dad on the mouth. I'm sorry. That's just like, nah.
Nah.
But you'd pat him on the head, right?
What's up?
But you'd pat him on his ass, though, right?
No. No.
This show is taking a dark turn.
Yeah.
So,
Anyways, bullshit with dads aside, Titus O'Neil is respectful. I love that guy. I was just baffled that you said Hall of Famer.
If Scott Steiner's son anywhere near Rick Steiner's son, you got a hell of a tag team right there.
oh, hell yeah. Now,
You got probably one of the if they tell that story, it's gonna be a good fucking yeah. It's
I would
be a
love to see him
powerhouse.
come in and be a fucking rival to fucking Braun.
Oh yeah, just square up with him.
you know,
Because
it's
again,
funny.
if you've seen Scott Steiner's son, he looks like you'll know immediately once they debut. Like, oh yeah, they're like, oh yeah, that's him.
It's funny that we're going to go from that to segue right into the men's Money in the Bank match.
Eh.
And there was a lot in this match yesterday. A lot. Okay?
Poor Andrade. Andrade. I feel bad for Andrade, man. I
The
really
most
do.
impressive thing out of that whole match to me was watching Jacob Fatu pick up Bronson Reed like he was a pillow and Samoan dropping his ass. That not only was it impressive, it was scary as hell. But that was so scary to see a grown man pick up another grown man like that.
I told
With
you
no
about
effort.
this guy. I've been telling you about this guy. I've
This
been pushing
guy-
this guy.
Jacob Fatu, again, I've been a fan since fucking
MLW?
I don't know.
He's the modern day
MLW. I don't know what's going on with MLW. They're okay-ish nowadays. There was a real big slump. Once Hammerstone left, once Fatu left, it kind of fucking took a turn. But this guy, Jacob Fatu, he had his own faction called the Contra Unit. Probably one of the best factions I've seen, like as far as indie factions go. And I just like this guy. He was MLW champion for I think like 2 years, 3 years.
So, and my thing about that is, when in the original intro to the Marks podcast, the second intro we had, one of those scenes was of Jacob Fatu in shorts lifting that some bitch. That was all him. There's not wires. He is deceptively fast.
Yep.
He is deceptively strong, and he is a fucking real player. And he loves the business. Did he start off in life a little wrong? Absolutely. We all make mistakes, but the man is built. He is what Umaga was meant to be.
I heard somebody say it today, and I'm hoping you guys can agree, even though you guys aren't old enough to maybe know all about it. My generation growing up, okay, when you look at magazines, and if you looked at magazines of the Samoans, it would scare the hell out of you.
Yep. This guy, Jacob Fatu, you put him magazine back in the day.
The modern day version of one of the Samoans who just scared the hell out of you.
And the fact is, yeah. So Fatu's Tonga Kid's his father, right? I think like Tonga Kid's his father, if I'm not mistaken, or Tama.
So.
Yeah. So like again, him and Haku were the fucking Islanders, and like again, you got. I think Tama Tonga is still injured. Again, the greatest wrestler of all time, Tonga Loa, is still injured. I'm still sad. Yeah, but
you know
again,
what's going to happen, right? You know what's going to happen, right?
Oh yeah, Tonga Loa is going to come back and win the title.
No, Jacob is going
he's
to
the
use,
infamous.
Jacob is going to use JC Mateo. And how do you fight Fatu? A monster.
Man, again, I hate that they changed Jeff Cobb's name. Again,
Fine.
it's a name.
It is what
it's
it
a
is.
name. It's a name. Yeah, it's a name.
No.
Like,
They're not going to use Jeff Cobb, Jacob. Who are they going to use? The Giant.
Yep. It's
Tell him.
Omos.
Tell him.
Omos.
No. You know who I'm talking about, right? That Giant son of a bitch. They signed for NXT.
Oh yeah. Not.
Obafamu or something like that.
No.
No. He's still
He's a Samoan.
Hikuleo's. No, Hikuleo's around there somewhere, but no, I know you're talking about. What's his name? Journey Fatu.
No,
Journey Fatu.
Hikuleo, the big giant.
Oh, Hikuleo is Hikuleo is a fucking tall dude.
Hikuleo. Okay, so if you don't know, Gerard, Hikuleo is like 7 foot tall.
He's fucking tall, yeah.
They're gonna bring him in. Fuck NXT. He's needed now. They're gonna have Solo, a JC Mateo, and they got to be Hikuleo. That's the only guy I can see that could probably
he has to be. And again, Journey Fatu's coming in not too long. Journey Fatu's another one. I think he's I forget who's his fucking father, but he's again. We're like again. If you're not sick of these, like we're gonna. It's going on again. The Usos have 2 twin sons. And fucking Roman Reigns has 2 sets of twins. I'm pretty sure too, right? It's like, man, that bloodline is fucking strong, man, and it's gonna be till the end of time, man.
Well, we hope. But that's something we'll get into after the rest of this show. And then we get to the main event. Oh, wait a minute. Did the right person...
money. Okay,
no,
right person. Money in the Bank was fucking, like, it was as good as it could have been. Of course, like, again, I've never fucking shied away about my opinions about Seth Rollins.
Before you get to Seth Rollins, and I know that because we both have the same opinion about Seth Rollins, I was talking to Gerard before the show started. Did you notice that the two, what I was going to be is going to be the fucking next couple of years, they're going to be fighting for the world title. You notice that Jacob and Braun never touched.
The one time they did the stare down, the crowd stood up, and I've never seen, like, as far as like in the past year, like in the past like 10 years in WWE, I've never seen a crowd stand up and immediately go, "Oh shit!" Like the crowd like stood up and like stood back for a second because they're like, "Yo, this is a fucking like," and the stare down was real. That's a future WrestleMania main event if I've ever seen one.
Who goes in as the baby? Who goes in as the heel?
Jacob as the baby face because again, this guy again, he has a great story if you really want to tell it right.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you gotta tread lightly with that. But also like Braun Breaker again, like great heel already. He could be a good baby face too. But
look, Braun Breaker is your perfect fucking collegiate wrestler, this, that, football player, whatever, all American, blah blah blah.
And there's that, but he's also he is a shit talker too, and that's what I love. So is Jacob Fatu. So yeah. So the promos. I'm just saying the promo battle between those two, I feel like is going to be something to look out for. I feel like that's the thing. These two.
If you bring up Steiner math versus, I don't even know if you go any further. If you bring up Steiner math,
there's a shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees I want really bad. It is of Scott Steiner, and he looks like Einstein. I want that shirt so bad.
Because I'm just saying the fact,
like with just Seth Rollins like winning in general. Like again, I'm just not feeling again because I have a big bias because I don't like Seth Rollins.
All you know about that is look at the crowd reaction when he grabbed that title last night. It was flatter than a fart. They had no reaction for him winning it, none.
And I am like, again, my fucking fear of this is like, really, we're elevating Seth Rollins again. Like, really, we're gonna put the belt on Rollins again. We're gonna really after the fucking bullshit.
The only thing I can equate it to is go back to the 2000s when Evolution started, and you have Triple H winning the world title. Nobody gave a shit.
It's like
it was after Randy Orton had won it.
We need to build up fucking Braun Muscle and Braun Husky here because again, Braun Muscle and Braun Husky are the guys. These guys are the fucking guys. And the fact again, like
I'm not like I don't usually attack people for their look, but man, Bronson Reed looks like that singlet is screaming.
But again, like he'd fucking probably outrun my ass.
It looks like he's smuggling a pack of hot dogs between his legs. It's horrible.
Yeah, I didn't know fucking singlets came with an airbag in front. But anyways,
I don't look between men's leg that hard to know what he might be.
You can't miss it,
dude. Again, I didn't think
either.
The sausages,
dude. I didn't think a singlet had an airbag in it. But again, like that's the thing. Like Bronson Reed and again Braun Muscle and Braun Husky. These guys are the fucking.
Jacob, Dan would tell you, I can eat a lot. But I'll never be that hungry to go looking for hot dogs between men's legs.
Why do you keep talking about it?
What? Yeah,
you keep talking about it. We were bringing it up. We were talking about something else. We moved on. I just said, and I'll
You're not looking for the right hot dogs, I guess.
I'm saying this. Like I'll even go into Damian Priest. Sometimes I just don't feel like a guy's wearing the right in-ring attire. I don't.
Damian Priest needs to stop wearing whatever the fuck he's wearing. That leather fucking like BDSM outfit. It's just
I'm okay.
Again,
the tights were cool.
He's a Spanish Kevin Nash.
No, he's bisexual Undertaker for a reason. There's a reason why they call him that. And like he literally, like again, he looks. again, I'm not gonna diss anyone for what the fuck they wear. Like, look at me, the way I dress like a fucking.
And I'm not
douchebag
knocking.
most of the time. But
Again, I'm just pointing out the singlet that he wears is fine. It just needs a little something more because it's like it looks like it's riding up in places, and especially with the new material that him and Breaker are wearing. And maybe look.
But see, I think you're body shaming.
I didn't notice the material. So you noticed more than I ever did. The new material.
Wait a minute, hold on. This is coming from the same guy who a woman wears the same kind of shit, and he enjoys it.
I'm just saying it. Look, it's about presentation, right?
Okay, but like, imagine if, like, again, like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but like, again, like, if Nia Jax kind of wore something similar, you know what I'm saying?
If
Like,
it works, it works. It works. It works. I'm not here to knock that.
But then again, we got Piper Niven too, same thing, and I love Piper Niven.
I love Piper Niven's gear though. That's the thing. When all she did was add that little skirt to it. It kept some femininity there, and I know that's something like minute to fucking harp on.
Listen, the last time I saw somebody wearing a skirt like that, it was Celeste Bonin. We all know what happened with the skirt. All right? I'm just saying, certain costumes do not need to be worn.
It's Bonin. And I know why you called her
Talking
Bonin.
about Caitlyn? Talking about Caitlyn?
Celeste. But I'm just saying is the fact, though.
Yeah, in wrestling WWE.
I'd bone in her Celeste.
Oh, geez.
That one didn't quite land as much as my other ones, but you know what I'm saying? You know, that.
I'm just saying is the fact of, if we were going to start picking apart people for their outfits.
I'm not, okay, it's just a personal preference. Like,
what I'm saying is the fact of, listen, to wear the right ring attire to the ring all the time, you're going to have hits and misses.
You don't have to, look, everybody has the same gear. They just change it up a little bit.
Listen, Stephanie Vauquier and Roxanne Perez, the exact same color outfit yesterday. I think we had it happen twice or three times.
It was money in the bank.
But
okay, there is something to that though, because again, like, you know, I agree. Like, if you're wearing red and black, the fucking same person shouldn't be wearing red and black, or like fucking. Or
that used to never happen.
This happened at WrestleMania 40. Like, fucking, I forget which match it was. It was a tag team match. Like, they were all both. It was a 6-man tag. I think it was the Bobby Lashley match or whatever. But like, they were all wearing fucking black and gold. It's like, okay.
Let me put it like this.
Basically, the unwritten rule is you don't wear the colors of an opponent. That it helps separate you by not wearing the same colors.
What I'm saying is, look at someone like Stephanie Vauquier, right? She usually wears red, and then she's been wearing like blue, and then she wore purple at one point.
She wore red in the afternoon yesterday and wore green at night.
Okay, so great, that's fine. Okay, what I'm saying is, she hasn't changed her gear. I'm not saying the guys need to change their gear completely. I'm saying, like with Damian Priest, maybe drop the suspenders up top.
Please stop the suspenders, man. It just looks
wear just
it really does.
No, what that is, it used to be frowned upon to wear the same ring attire as somebody in the ring with you.
I agree. That happens a lot. That happens a lot in NXT too. Like, people wear the same colors. It happened with Ricky Saints and Ethan Page a couple weeks ago. They were both wearing red and black. Like, it was like kind of like, okay, I get that. Like, again, I love it.
Did anybody else ever come out in the pink and black?
I love how you did a little head wiggle when you said that. The pink and black.
Nobody else ever came out.
I was about to say the same thing.
Thank you.
What was that?
Did anybody else ever come out in the red and yellow?
Yeah. Curtis Axel, whenever he was playing the Hulk Hogan character.
Other than Macho Man.
Axelmania.
Other than Macho Man when he was doing something for Slim Jim, you never saw anybody, but him and Hogan would never be wearing red and yellow at the same time.
Yeah, because Macho Man wasn't a bitch.
Listen.
I mean, yeah.
The only is, like I'm just saying, is the fact that they got to get away from people wearing the same ring attire again, because it's confusing. Like, okay, who's that? Because when you can't,
I wasn't confused. I know who Stephanie Vauquier is.
I wasn't confused. It's just I get that though, because that is fucking stupid. Because it's been happening way more than like it should.
When you're somebody who didn't just look at the posterior anatomy of somebody else to see who they are,
that's not the point.
Yes, it is. For you, it's totally the point.
That's the point for me sometimes.
Here's the deal.
Sometimes, again.
Can we argue that someone like Bronson Reed is a little more top heavy? I'm not knocking the guy's body of work. I'm saying
No, come on, man. I could pick him up.
He's a little more top heavy.
You couldn't pick up his leg.
Let's put something on the guy that whatever. It shows that
Big Daddy V. Let's talk about Big Daddy V.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
Yeah, remember that? Remember that attire? Like, do you guys want to see that again? You know, the fucking.
Well, if you want to go to that point, we can always just go back to Yokozuna
or Bastion Booger.
Oh.
Now that being said, I thought that it was overly I thought the only thing that saved the fucking constant outside interference for that match was the moment where Jacob said, "I hate you."
Do you think we should have seen CM Punk in that match?
No.
Okay, no, just wondering. But it's funny. We go from
CM Punk's hunt for the title is still there. We can still get to that. We have other stuff.
Did Seth Rollins was Seth Rollins the right guy to win last night's match?
I don't think so. I don't. But
if you went by the audience,
no, Seth Rollins needs to go away. It's fucking bullshit. Can we hit the music for a second?
Uh-oh. Hit the music. Well, it's
Jacob's Corner. Ain't no ordinary space. He rants and raves with that fire in his face. Every word a racket, shaking up the place. The whole block hears him setting his pace.
The whole block is going to hear myself setting the pace for a second. But here's the thing, man. Again, look at the fucking shirt I'm wearing. Big CM Punk mark. I thought CM Punk was in this match, but something happened. Whatever the fuck it is, he's probably injured again. I'm not gonna fucking defend. I'm not gonna defend CM Punk. Everyone knows I'm a CM Punk mark. That's fine. Seth Rollins has been uninteresting for probably about ever since he started doing this weird flamboyant character where he's wearing all these fucking goofy outfits, and that's somehow a character. If you're just wearing fucking weird flamboyant kind of gay outfits, I don't think that's a character really. That's just kind of like, I don't know. And it's just every time he's out there fucking it's fucking terrible. Again, not saying this just because I'm a CM Punk mark. And again, I don't like that they keep doing this Seth Rollins CM Punk bullshit. I think it ran its course that one match where they fucking had a fucking steel cage match. That was it. That's it. That's all they needed to do. We don't need to have all this development. CM Punk should move on to something else. It's fucking unfortunate that Seth Rollins has the money in the bank right now. And I am fucking... I really hate defending Jey Uso in this moment. But if Seth Rollins beats Jey Uso... By the way, fuck Jey Uso again. Fuck Jey Uso. Worst world champion we've had since probably... I don't know. I'm not going to, I don't know. Probably worse, was Jack Swagger, I would think. It's probably neck and neck at this point. But, if Seth Rollins beats Jey Uso for the title, I don't know. I really don't know what we're doing. We do not need to have Seth Rollins as a champion ever the fuck again. And I really stress this out. Who the fuck would want Seth Rollins as a champion right now? If you are out there, please tell me why. I want to hear why, because again, this storyline sucks fucking anus. It is again, him coming out that there's no oomph to him. There's no oomph to him when he cuts promos. The two most interesting parts of this don't even talk. Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker are just standing there like fucking goobers now. Paul Heyman doesn't do any talking really. It's just weird. I don't like it. Seth Rollins holding Money in the Bank is fucking, yeah. Ugh.
Jacob's Corner where the truth ignites. No holding back, no silent nights. His rage cuts through the dark of lights. Every last a battle, every word a fight.
What the fuck was that?
I'm going to argue with you, Jacob.
Well, okay, what did I say that was wrong? What did I say was wrong about that?
With the amount of work he has put in, with the number of people he has defended, with the quality of talent that he's gone against and actually have put decent matches up to this point, Jey Uso isn't bad.
Oh, we're talking about Jey. I thought you were defending Seth Rollins. Okay, yeah, okay, again. No, okay, again, fucking Paul London was fucking that guy. Paul London was out there fucking working for people, selling for people. Like, you're never, or Brian Kendrick, same way. You're never gonna put the fucking belt on Paul London or Brian Kendrick. They did put the belt on Brian Kendrick for 6 minutes. I'm never gonna forget that. But like, you don't put the fucking belt on Spanky. That's pretty much what they did.
Let me tell you this right now. Somebody like a Jey Uso or Seth Rollins in the Attitude Era, don't touch that title.
No. Jey Uso is fucking road dog adjacent in the Attitude Era, and even then, like him in he's a tag team guy. I'm sorry, like
I get that,
hate
and I'm
this.
with you to that point. But you cannot deny the fans love Jey Uso. Now this is my.
So then put the belt on Mr. Iguana then, because
Hold
again,
on.
it's probably he's going to get more popular than Jey.
Hold on. I think the gimmick, 4 letters, 1 word, yeet. I think that's stupid. In fact, I've gone so far as to say 4 letters, 1 word, dumb. I get you.
So there's nothing else you can say
But
after that, though.
the match with Logan Paul was pretty fucking good.
And again, I hate to fucking
The match last night, him and Logan were the highlights of that match.
And again, I really controversial. One of the most controversial takes I would ever have on this podcast, and probably my whole YouTube career. I put the belt on Logan Paul.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. The match
tomorrow night. Crown him tomorrow night.
The match with Gunther at WrestleMania has been his last really bad match. Think about it. From WrestleMania.
And where's Gunther? Where's Gunther?
Tomorrow night. Tomorrow night.
They're wrestling for the title. Since that WrestleMania, I truly believe Jey has taken that criticism. He has tightened his game up. And I can't be mad at a guy who takes the criticism and does something with it. Doesn't bitch, doesn't complain, doesn't argue about the backlash on the internet, doesn't even go to the internet. He goes out
okay, but what has he done in promo wise like
I
that?
don't give
reflecting that.
I was just gonna go there. I've stated before. You have guys that have been in this industry. Their promo work was much better than the in-ring work. And then vice versa. Okay? Where their in-ring work was much better than their promo skills. Bret Hart being one of them. Bret Hart, to me, was still one of the worst talkers ever. But his in-ring work spoke better than he actually did. And the greatest one.
Jey Uso doesn't have either, really. He's just mediocre.
I'm not saying that Jey Uso is Bret Hart. What I'm saying is there has been such vast improvement since the moment he won that title. It actually shows me that him being a champion means something to him. And that there.
Hold on. Let me tell you this right now. 2 of the greatest of all time weren't great workers in the ring, but they could put they put you on a journey with their mic skills. Steve Austin, The Rock. Neither one of them are grade A.
We're going to talk about The Rock pretty soon. But I understand what you're saying, both of y'all. But Gerard, look, as far as like in-ring compass, right? I love Jacob, but Jacob does not look at the in-ring work in American wrestling. I will say that when it comes to Mexican and Lucha Libre, he and I are on the same page. But when it comes to the American style, I go.
Has Jacob gotten better since he won? I'm sorry. Has Jey gotten better since he won the title in ring?
Yes.
Yes. But his mic work, okay? He comes across as an uneducated street thug. Sorry.
Kind of his gimmick.
And also like. That's kind of like, again, I'm like, they could, he's an intelligent guy, like outside, like, you know, if they really want to tell that story, he's going to be a big baby face for years to come. I'm telling you, like, it's a.
So hold on. Then what's the difference between Jacob?
What, with Jacob Fatu? Put it this way. We have.
Okay, so here's the thing with Jey Uso. Jey Uso is just like, again, Jacob Fatu, he comes across as somewhat intelligent, like in the sense of like.
I can tell you right now. Cut all the bullshit. Cut all the bullshit aside. I can tell you exactly the difference between what you're getting from Jacob and what you're getting from Jey, and why y'all see them different. Jey Uso is that shiny white meat baby face who appeals to your little sister, wears the sunglasses. Jacob, hold on. Jacob is a legitimate. I'm gonna fuck you up.
I want you. No, Jacob. I'm gonna. You know what he just did?
I'm sorry. You can't. Every time you say Jacob, I'm just like,
Hold on.
you're right.
I'm gonna tell
I
you what
will
he just
fuck
did.
you up.
What he just did. Jay's for the kids. Jacob's for the adults in the room.
Yes.
And again, that's 100%. That's 100% it. But it's just like the fact that Jay sounds more uneducated than Jacob is kind of concerning to me.
Because Jacob can talk to you on your level and be like, Jacob, talking to Jacob. Jacob, you have my fucking name. I'm gonna fucking beat it out of you. You'll never call yourself Jacob again.
Yeah, and then Jay Uso's talking, yeet, bro. We're gonna be eating it up.
He's not your guy. He's not your guy.
And if you know,
he's a guy I would love to have to hang out with. Great fucking dude outside the ring.
He's your buddy, but he don't see him carrying a company.
No, I'd be too annoyed by him. Like within 10 minutes, I'd be like, nah.
But
like, but that's the thing. He's not
Jacob,
for me.
Wait, hold on. Jay comes across as the kind of buddy you go out to dinner with, and he goes to the bathroom, but actually walks out the door.
I don't even see it like that. I see Jacob as the guy that Jay's the guy you go have a drink with, party with, have a good all night. Jacob's the guy who you want in your back. You want your Jacob, you want on your phone. Yeah, whenever the shit hits the fan, when the fucking the college kids come to start some shit, that's your motherfucker.
It's just again, I know Jay Uso's not for me, and I honestly I'd probably love the shit out of Jay Uso if I was a kid, but I'm not a kid anymore. I don't fucking deal with that shit. And again, I just can't get the whole yeet bull. It's just so stupid.
I thought about this though, because remember, we all are in agreement when they were doing the Uso Penitentiary. That was the highlight of everything. When
again, one of my favorite Hell in a Cell matches of all time. Usos versus New Day, bro. One of my favorite Hell in a Cell matches of all time. The creative shit they did in that match, again, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. When they put Xavier
I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. Get the trap. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck they did with the New Day too. I'm really disappointed about that too. The way they fumbled this heel turn, it sucks. And I was really concerned. Again, we're gonna get into R-Truth in a little bit, but I was concerned the New Day was next.
Ron Killings.
Let me put you like this: the greatest match the Usos ever wrestled in WWE was against Luke Harper and Eric Rowan.
Absolutely,
greatest match they ever wrestled. Okay. The problem was they couldn't duplicate that match. And when they couldn't duplicate it, what did they do to him? They broke him up.
Here's the thing, man.
Actually, no, because Jimmy got hurt in that match. He was out for almost a year.
Yeah, and again, man, we're gonna tangents on this show, but man, Harper and Rowan, probably one of the greatest underrated tag teams of all time. As far as big men go, they clicked in a way I've never seen still to this day, man. Luke Harper, man, every time I see everything, I get reminded of some shit, cause man, that was a guy.
He was so good.
I was
Jacob,
when he was Luke Harper, and
if you like Luke Harper, then you would have loved Bruiser Brody.
That's a thing, dude. That's a thing, and man, Luke Harper. I remember being so pissed at WrestleMania 33 for the build-up for that because they had Luke Harper and fucking AJ Styles toss each other out on a fucking battle royal, and the fans wanted Harper to be the one to challenge fucking Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. Then Randy, they could have made it a triple threat. They didn't do that, and I really fucking regret because again, we would have had a Luke Harper WrestleMania moment. He would have been fighting for the fucking title. Sucks. Again, I went off on a tangent because Luke Harper, good guy. But it just, again, the Usos, they're together as the Usos. And again, I think Jimmy's the better wrestler of the two. I think Jimmy's a way better wrestler than Jay ever is.
You know, the sad part is, we're still talking about Money in the Bank, right?
Yeah.
And like I said to Dan, Jacob, Logan Paul had the best move in the whole match.
When he fucking flip.
Okay, so then let's do that. Let's transfer over to the main event. You had John Cena and Logan Paul against Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. And what this showed to me, first from the jump, let's analyze the match. Cody Rhodes is not the guy.
No.
And I think he lost confidence when he got booed at WrestleMania. I really think so. I think that's what it was. I think
if you looked at that,
something got drained out of him, man. His confidence got drained out of him.
I'm sorry, and I hate to say it. Logan Paul came across as the biggest star in that match last
Logan
year.
Paul, dude. Again, and I hate saying this because again, I don't like. I think Logan Paul, like as a person, I think he fucking sucks. But like every
Okay,
time that
but let me ask you
motherfucker
this:
is in the ring,
is it because of the Japan thing?
no, not because of like the crypto bullshit. Like I just think he's disingenuous with his fans and shit. But also like again, sometimes I get charmed by Logan Paul because I'm like, dude, I'm like motherfucker. I'm like, if you're funny, you're funny. He's pretty funny sometimes.
Now,
like,
no. Would you deny this? He's a great wrestler.
dude, and that's the thing. Like, he's a fucking great wrestler. It's
And to
like,
be that good,
fact,
Jacob, you have to care about it.
this quick, dude. And that's the thing. He does give a shit, and I can tell that he does. Because again, I was watching like they have the new fucking reality show with him, and it's on Max. It's like It's called Paul American. One of the most dumbest reality shows I've ever seen in my whole life, man. God, I wish I was that rich. That's the only thing I can say.
You can't be that dumb. You got somebody to pick it up.
No, exactly. So, but like again, the fact that
how
Logan
much of that outside entertainment is a work? Me and Gerard always talk about it.
I feel like
if you believe that 90% of everything is work, you'll live longer.
Yeah, and see that's the thing. Like, of course, you always got that.
99%.
Like the fact that I want Logan Paul to win the world title right now is fucking kind of concerning to me. But also, like, the dude fucking can work, bro. And I'm
Karrion
like,
Kross came out and did it. He made a tweet or something along those lines. I'm talking about.
I fucking love Karrion Kross, man, and I really hope they're not fucking him. And I really hope they're not fucking him, man.
We're gonna talk about that too. We got time. But what I'm saying is, he came out and made a comment about Logan Paul. And the understanding is people don't hate Logan Paul in the business. Like the guys and girls in the back don't hate Logan Paul because of the Japan stuff. I think a lot of them are not happy with him because he got to do what they didn't. No, I wouldn't even call it jealousy. I would say that, remember, when the old man was in charge and they couldn't have YouTubes, they couldn't have this. Remember, Up, Down, Down had to give 85% of their profit over back to WWE because
Up, Down, Down's not an independent company anymore. Like Xavier Woods sold that shit. He's like, yeah, no, I'm Austin Creed when I'm there, but like, yeah, no, it's not my channel anymore.
But that's what I'm saying. He had to give that up to WWE because of the old man. Who got to keep their shit? Who got to do create their entire empire off the back of fucking YouTube? Logan Paul.
Well, let me ask you this, and you guys don't understand this, okay? When we look at somebody like a Logan Paul, he's an outsider. He will always be considered an outsider coming into the company.
See, I can't really call him an outsider because again, and like I know he's a fan. I know he was a fan.
What I mean by that is this.
Like from coming completely from social media. Yeah.
An outsider coming into the professional wrestling world, okay? And my thing is like this. The people who are getting mad because he's an outsider coming into their world are the people who don't put up the effort that guy puts in for when he's there. Keywords. When he's there. When he's there.
But he's working. No, that's the thing. He's working full time now.
No. What I'm saying is,
here's the thing, man. Like,
you want to watch his match.
Dude, again, I love his theme song too. Humble. When I'm still humble. I fucking love his theme song. Again, I become more a fan of Logan Paul every time I see him wrestle. And the fact that this, like, you got Cody Rhodes, you got John Cena, the fucking greatest of all time, supposedly because of commentary, and then you got fucking Jey Uso, fucking clown central here, and Logan Paul outshined pretty much everyone. Again, like Jey Uso and Logan Paul have good chemistry. I hope really they actually do. You could tell they like working with each other. At least as far as I know. I don't know. I'm assuming shit.
They were putting the match last night that I don't know if it was a work or real, to where Logan Paul and John Cena were in the corner pushing each other. And John Cena said something along the lines of, I'm here to train you. Now,
I bet probably that's real.
I'm here to teach you, one of the two. And for us to sit down at home, whether it's real or work, I say to myself, you know what? If Logan Paul is going to take this so seriously, and John Cena's going to say that out loud like that, I don't care if it's a work or if it's the truth. To have that come out of John Cena's mouth to where we can hear it, hey, John, if you're going to walk off into that proverbial sunset at the end of the year, but you're going to leave some of your knowledge to that guy, I have no problem with that.
That means something, though.
That's what I'm saying. I got no problem with it.
It really again, like the fact that again, I'm not sitting here kissing Logan Paul's ass fucking straight up, but like again, like for the fact that he basically brand new at this, basically, like, and he's doing as well as he can, and people are gonna be like, well, he rehearses his matches to a T, probably 100%.
That's what you want.
Well, good, and like look at and when he lands his shit. By the way, better high flyer than Ricochet. I will say that. Better high flyer than Ricochet.
I look at it like I said. Don't be angry.
At least nowadays, Ricochet was the best.
Hold on.
Like Ricochet was
angry at Logan Paul.
Would y'all consider Rey Mysterio one of the greatest, if not the greatest, current Lucha Libre of all time?
Yep.
No.
Who's the greatest Lucha Libre of all time?
Who's the greatest Lucha Libre of all time?
I haven't been able to watch him.
But from what I've heard, I gather Mil Mascaras just because.
Please.
I'm just saying.
Come on, please.
I'm just saying to you,
please.
Okay. No.
Who is the most notoriable? Who's the biggest face of Lucha Libre of all time?
Who's the what? Biggest face?
The face of Lucha Libre.
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio, hands down. Universally, worldwide, no.
Rey Mysterio, 100%. Yeah, no, like every time you go to Mexico, there's always a bootleg Rey Mysterio mask.
What
100%.
I'm saying is, if you think about Lucha Libre, who's the first name that comes to your head? Don't be a smart ass.
Alberto Del Rio. No, Rey Mysterio.
Okay, so this is the point where, and I wasn't saying that he was a bad wrestler, but this is the point where Logan Paul showed me how serious he takes this, how serious he takes the protecting his opponent in the ring. Rey and him had a battle for the United States title. He did that flip. Rey is not in the same shape he was. In fact, he was getting a little soft in the middle. Did a flip, missed his mark. Logan stretched. It looked like a botch. Saved his fucking life.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like I'm saying,
dude, the way he did it was even better.
Remember, Logan Paul has said this himself. Logan Paul does not need the WWE. He doesn't need it.
He wants it.
So for what he's doing in it is special. Enjoy it. Because you don't know how long it's going to last. And for people who are complaining because he might be taking a spot, you know what I say to those people? Step the fuck up.
Do better. Exactly.
The fact that fucking
Baron Corbin of all fucking people, like fucking, oh yeah, we got a celebrity. Fucking, it's like, who the fuck are you, motherfucker? King Corbin, Happy Corbin, fucking suspenders guy.
We have another guy there that for 15 years has been pissing us off, but he's done the job for 15 years. I don't like it because I think he's a cocky little prick. His name is Mike Mizanin.
Well, he might not be there much longer. Anyway,
I think, dude, if the Miz gets released, man, I'm gonna be sad, bro. Because again, I'll never hate on the Miz. Let's get into our truth. Let's get into our truth.
Hold on. The match that they sold that Logan showed that he really could hang. He hung in there with your fucking multiple year world champion and made it look
Roman Reigns.
better.
Yes.
At Crown Jewel, that was the match. And I don't even like Crown Jewel, but I had to go watch that match.
He was a baby face in that match.
Was he though?
Yeah.
Was he? Because
he was trying to be. He was trying to be, but again, like, you know, he had that match he had a great match with Roman. His third professional match was against Roman Reigns.
And he hung. He fucking hung.
And then Cody Rhodes, like, I'd say, I don't know what happened to Cody Rhodes. Like, Cody, he looked better than Cody in that match they had together.
But let's talk about that. He did the lion saw and fucking took out Jay. Then he did the flip where Cody hit him off the top rope. Got that on video, which was a wonderful spot. I love that spot. Then
so good. And then again, I hate people saying that shit because again, like, oh, if it was AEW, people would fucking flip out, but because it's WWE, it's the AEW bullshit fans saying that shit.
It really.
But like again, like it's just like, dude, like nah. It's
the ending. Let's talk about that ending. John Cena had he lined up Cody, took him out. It was over, and out of the crowd, a familiar face. It wasn't R-Truth though. It was Ron Killings. You can tell by the mannerism, the way he looked. He wasn't the happy little Jimmy R-Truth. This was a different man.
You could tell he got emotional by that fucking pop, bro. You could tell immediately. He fucking, yeah.
They love him.
So I got a question for you guys. do you think the R-Truth release was a work this whole time, or do you think like
What do you think?
like
Hold
they
on,
weren't
hold
expecting?
on.
Well,
Wait, I wanna
Jacob,
hear
this
this.
is what me and Dan
Time
talked
out. Time out. No. Time out. I want to hear this because you're so. I know, but there's a reason why. We're waiting. We're waiting. Nope, we're not doing it. Show was on pause right now. So someone. Really? Really? You gonna do that?
So, Jacob, this is what me and Dan talked about. Let's just say his contract was for $750,000 a year, and they lowballed him to $500,000. Neither one wanted to budge. I said to him, could somebody like a Cena, after hearing the crowd reaction, say, if you guys want to give him the extra 125 grand, if he'll go up and you'll come down to that 125, I'll pay the 125. Okay. Now, after last night, the reaction, his shirt probably just paid for his extra contract. I just think, like me and Dan talked about last week, is the fact of, I think somewhere on that path, that's where the difference was, and somebody broke that thing. Maybe they went up in his merchandise thing to make up for the lost contract, because to change his name and put the shirt out right away, he's going to make it up on he's going to make it up on that shirt by tomorrow.
Well, and again, I do not believe. Again, my stance. I don't believe like this was a planned work. This did I don't know what. Again, like I think it was a fucking budget issue. I think they renegotiated. Something happened, and then
there is some information that's come out, and we talked about it before the show. Jacob wasn't here to hear it, and that's what I do want you to bring up. TKO, what's going on with that? If you could come in there and just come in here and let these people know what the exact figures are and what's going on. Because there's something that some people may not know because they're not doing the research. They're more or less listening to whatever the fucking WWE has to say. And I'm not putting this on WWE. It's not them. I would believe it's the UFC side. But go ahead.
As of March 2025, TKO is $3 billion with a B dollars in debt.
Which means they're looking to cut fat.
So they're going to cut the guys who have been there for years. They're going to cut the guys like Miz. Again, I think Miz is also probably going to get released pretty soon. He came out and said, "Oh, we have a good relationship," but no, they're probably might.
Oh, but you haven't heard the good one.
But no, here's the thing.
But he nuked his Twitter.
No, but here's the thing. The Miz. No, here's the thing with Miz. The Miz can be fine. Like Miz is going to be fine, bro. There's no fucking problem with Miz. The fact that Truth had this happen, and I think the fans really did play a fucking big part in this.
So if I have to guess, and this is again speculation, I don't know their books, I don't have their books. I say they're losing money on the UFC end, and here's why: they have been price gouging tickets at the UFC. Only the fucking uber rich can go to a UFC fight now. They're not.
And WWE now do. Like the fucking expensive as shit, bro.
Now, and if you're looking at this shit, the UFC doesn't sell merchandise like the WWE does, but they have these big ass extravagant shows. So hear me out. You don't buy a UFC belt; it's $600 fucking for a fucking replica UFC belt. UFC like gear is like it's $120 for a pair of shorts.
It's like fucking like $50 for like a pair of gloves. Like you're trying to buy some gloves, like fucking some UFC branded gloves.
They don't push merchandise like the WWE does.
And again, we're looking at a fucking company like UFC. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but but UFC like this. Like I remember when UFC got the Reebok deal. Like Reebok kind of fucked over UFC because again, UFC used to have like different you if you were a fighter, you could have any if someone would sponsor you, you're good. You could have sponsors.
I don't like Brendan Schaub. I'm not a big fan of Brendan Schaub.
Fuck Brendan Schaub, bro. Fuck
Brendan Schaub was able to prove that he was making almost a fucking $250,000 just from sponsorships.
And then when the Reebok, that's why he left fucking UFC. Again, I hate Brendan Schaub, fucking Rogan's fucking little pet boy, but I hate that guy. But anyways, no, he proved it was correct because again, when that fucked over, it took a lot out of UFC, a lot of fucked over. Now there's rumors that the UFC fighters, they're not going to have entrance music, they're not going to have licensed music. They're going to Def Rebel these fucking UFC fighters. like the pay is gonna go down. Dana White's a fucking goober, like always about pay. Like, well, you pay to fight, you know, and it's just like,
Well, see, and the thing
what?
is,
Like,
what she's looking at over here right now is the Raw ring. Okay, it looks like a fucking NASCAR now.
yeah. Did they really have that much shit on Raw today, or like last week? Did they really have that?
They had it on the pay-per-view last night.
Well, no, I saw the pay-per-view last night, but man, like fucking Fortnite, bro. Fuck Fortnite.
You had 7-Eleven on turnbuckle covers. You had Prime on turnbuckle covers.
Prime, you had fucking Fireball, the Fireball ladder that Seth Rollins fucking.
They had tried. Listen,
again.
Here's my thing. You're getting $500 million a year from Netflix. You shouldn't have a revenue problem. You know what they have? A spending problem. You had
really is, man.
You had a building you owned outright. You moved down the street where now you pay rent. That's
how long till the gear has sponsors? I think not too long. I think we're gonna see some. But again, here's the thing: this is the bullshit that CM Punk was talking about when he fucking left. Like, you know, again, like he got denied sponsors. He fucking.
Oh, he's getting something from Pepsi. Did you see what happened to him and Pepsi the other day?
No.
I guess Pepsi wants to sponsor him just because he got their logo on it. He got
his finisher. His finisher used to be the Pepsi Plunge.
Pepsi Plunge, yep. But here's the thing, man. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. Like, the whole, like, wrestling is like the biggest it's ever been, but like it's also been like.
Well, and that's the thing, you know. Like, Vince, say what you want about Vince, right? And it's come out recently as well. Vince treated.
What happened to Vince?
Vince treated the company, and I don't like Vince. We know this. Vince treated the company like a mom and pop shop. He loved his company. He loved the fans. He loved. When it came to the business aspect of it, there was a sense of love for what he had built. This was his child. He always had seats at a price range for families to go and enjoy. Me and Gerard have talked about this over and over again. Whatever it caused him, all we ever wanted from Vince was to step aside from the booking aspect. Dude, own the company. You want to set ticket prices, set ticket prices. Just own the company and let the next generation take control of what people want to see.
Stay in charge of the business. Step down from creative.
Exactly.
That's what we wanted.
That being said, he got bitter. He got pissed off and sold to a company, to a guy who is a bigger fucking snake than he was. Say what you want. Ari Emanuel's a businessman. And Ari Emanuel will tell you, Ari Emanuel could sell ice to a fucking Eskimo. He is that guy. He could sell ice to Jacob right now. Because he's that fucking slick. And he got Vince to give him the keys to the castle.
Yeah, I'd buy some ice from Ari Emanuel. I can't lie.
And I'm not knocking Ari.
Well, no, here's my thing.
And again, here's the difference, because again, like there is like, I don't know, it was kind of like to Bill Watts back in the day. Like Bill Watts was a guy like who could like literally, like Jim Cornette always says, like he could sell you the glasses right off your face, bro. Like that's the. And again, I think Ari Emanuel is smart. As soon as that fucking shit came out with Vince, he's like, yep, he has no ties to the company anymore. He sold all of his shares, like that sort of thing. And immediately, like he's the guy. And then of course we got Nick Khan, you know, like Nick Khan is like, you know, buddy with The Rock. You know, I mean, I don't know what the fuck The Rock's doing now. Like, I mean, are they filming Fast and Furious 10? Like, what the fuck are they doing with The Rock?
11.
It has already been filmed.
Well, yeah. Well, again, who the fuck cares, bro? Like, that's the thing. And it's just like, and that's the thing, man. Like, The Rock, like, just being, I am fucking like really skeptical. I think The Rock might take over Nick Khan's position one day. I really do.
I'm gonna tell you something, Jacob. Me and Dan have talked about it, and here's my theory. By this time next year, I think Vince McMahon is back in the wrestling business with John Cena. Because I cannot see him starting a new company at the same place where his dad's business was at, the same address, and not being in charge of it. And here's the good ones. There's so much tension in the back right now with TKO and Triple H and stuff like that. Does Triple H walk out that door and go join him?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, Vince has his son. You know, I'm just like, he just did an interview with TMZ,
and that's what I'm saying. You get Vince,
and he said he could. They were like, "Is Vince going to buy back TKO?" And he said, "Hey, never say never."
Hey, you get Vince, you get Shane, you get Cena, you get Triple H. WWE's still around, but those guys are gone. They're going back to work with Daddy. Because like me and Dan have agreed on this. When it comes to the business part of professional wrestling, Vince McMahon was very good at the business part. His personal demons caught up to him. Take away those
creative was the worst thing about him, like especially towards the end. Still towards the end, he was making all these
take away the creative and the personal. Everybody wanted him running the business because when he was running the business, they were making money.
The same could be said about his boy Wonder.
And here's the thing, like
Shane, but think about this. Think about a company that is backed by Vince McMahon and John Cena. The creative is run. The creative, Triple H, and everything else day to day is run by Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Like again,
tell me just the idea of that doesn't make you salivate and make you want to go.
And what I'm saying is,
here's the thing, man. Like Shane always had ideas. As far as you know, and Gerard, you said like he was always very creative. Like as far as like you said, yeah. And like again, he met with Tony Khan himself, and he just said like, yeah, we had a good talk. And it's like what that tells me is he made an offer to Tony Khan, and Tony Khan was not willing to.
No. I'm going to tell you what happened there. It got leaked out.
When that picture got leaked.
And when it got
and Shane got uncomfortable. Shane got uncomfortable.
No, I'll tell you.
Company he was going into.
It got leaked out because Tony Khan leaked it out, and he realized that's who I'm dealing with.
Yep, that's what I'm dealing with.
And Shane knew he's dealing with a mark, bro. He knew immediately.
So no, I'm done. He put this.
Yeah. So Tony, and he said, "I have good." He said, "I had a good conversation."
But you know what that also tells me? Because of that conversation, he has access to that talent pool. So if they start a company and go, hey, Tony, you know, we had a good conversation. How about some of your guys come over and wrestle some of my guys?
Here's my question for you.
I'm saying something's going to happen.
Here's one for you. How do we know Tony Khan might not want to drop Ring of Honor to Vince McMahon?
Well, again, Tony Khan needs to stop doing cocaine because again, apparently they're going to bring back PWG.
Think about that one, Jacob. He has a viable name, Ring of Honor, that he could just sell to Vince McMahon.
Is it really viable though? Like these days, the tape library.
The name itself is.
The name itself is very viable.
Yeah, just the name and tape library, but not nowadays. But look at what they've done with Ring of Honor.
But you're telling me that someone like Vince, someone like Shane can't make that a profitable instead of having to start at scratch.
Right, you have the name.
They 100% could, but it's just like they need someone like Bryan Danielson to broker the fucking thing between Tony Khan. Because
Bryan and Vince still have a wonderful relationship.
Think about it. All you gotta do is pick up the phone to Tony Khan, and Tony Khan has said multiple times, if it's good for business, he can do it. And you know what? If Vince is gonna offer him $200 million for Ring of Honor, that's a year of salary that's a year of money he doesn't have to take out of his pocket.
Like, can you imagine the fucking shitstorm if that actually happens? Like, if Vince McMahon buys anything from Tony Khan,
are you gonna watch?
Fucking course.
I'm not gonna watch Tony Khan. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna put on.
No, but like again, like imagine this scenario, like any type of situation, because like the fans are sucks. Like both sides. There's a lot of fucking shitty WWE fans who fucking hate AEW for no fucking reason, and there's a lot of fucking AEW fans who are fucking like the worst towards WWE fans. Bro, like
hold on.
Here's the other one.
I've gotten death threats because of my views.
You're muted.
On the mic. So what if it goes the other way and it's Triple H stays with TKO? And Vince is trying to do right by Shane, and it's just Vince and Shane. And then it's those two against everybody else.
Then you got a whole new wrestling promotion with a lot of people who would want to come over. You got Del Rio as the world champ. Oh, I could see it, yeah.
What
Because
about,
I just hearing Shane's comment in this recent TMZ interview, like the way he said, like, yeah, he's like, yeah, he can buy it back at any time he wants.
You never know what could happen, he said.
Just
Yeah,
like you never know what can happen on this show.
And here's another one that you don't know. What if Vince and Shane both go to work with Tony Khan?
Oh, that building ain't big enough. It'll never happen.
Dude, and again, like Vince is like too creative to the point where like I don't see him giving up creative control. Like again, in this situation, like he would have
right
to
now.
be
It means stabbing TKO in the back. I think he'd sell his. You know, I have no doubt.
Again, if he's gonna manipulate this fucking coke addict, then yes, he's gonna do that. But like,
so that means
I'm sorry,
Tony Khan,
again,
Uncle Baby Billy. He just wants $2 million
Uncle Baby Billy. Cocaine. Oh my god, I love Righteous Gemstones. Come on, man. Can we have a Righteous Gemstones podcast? Come on.
Yes.
Look, Gerard, I'm not asking for the world. Gerard, I'm not asking for the world. I'm just asking for $2 million and an 8-ball of coke. That's not that.
8-ball coke.
Hey, listen,
It's Baby Billy's Bible Bonkers.
Next Sunday is going to be a very special show.
No,
Bible Bonkers.
We're talking about Teen Jesus.
Yeah, we're changes. He's like, you can't fuck around. You can't fuck around. You know, you're not there yet. You're just changes. Dance. Those suckers don't stand a chance. Dance.
Next Sunday's gonna be kind of special.
Got that spirit in my pants. I'm sorry.
Hey, Dan and Jacob, next Sunday's gonna be kind of special. It's gonna be Father's Day next Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Here's that.
We're doing a whole Teen Just episode tomorrow next week.
Okay.
The greatest show of all time.
It's funny that we were just talking about a father and a couple fathers, and next Sunday's Father's
This guy
Day.
getting emotional.
Yeah, Father's Day is gonna be nice. I gotta say, respect. Like, might as well. Like, we're already pretty much out of time. So apparently, we're timed on the podcast. So we got wrong killing. We got wrong killings back. You know, wrong killings, not our truth. It's I'm excited, man. I really hope they have him just fucking open the show, just have him come out, no music, just cut a promo.
And I'm hoping by next Sunday we're actually talking about Gunther as your new world champion again.
I'm not. I kind of going to see where this whole Jey Uso thing goes.
I'm pretty sure
you're the only one.
Yeah.
Jey? Gunther. Who? Jey or Gunther? Oh.
I want Logan Paul to win the belt. That's the thing. I want Logan Paul to win the belt. I really think tomorrow night they need to not no music, no intro, just have our truth, just walk out, no music, just fucking cut it.
Well, that being said, we have a new outro. We're about to end it up. We got new music. Jacob, always a pleasure. I'm glad you could make it because you are the only
glad to be back.
the only fucking host we need on this motherfucking show. Me, you, and Gerard till the end. Gerard, once you're done taking your pills, on a fucking Ruby Tuesday for dinner. We're glad to have you back. Do it again next Sunday.
Ruby Tuesday.
I had a nice filet mignon on the grill for dinner.
Look, call your baby food whatever you want to call it. It is what it is. That being said, I'm Dan. That is Gerard and Jacob. We are the Marks. We will see you next week.
All of you Marks have been listening to the Marks Podcast on YouTube.